For whatever length of time that there has been film, there have been famous actor felines. Be that as it may, as the cats are famously difficult to prepare, hounds are progressively well known as co-stars. Some felines that have graced the cinema incorporate Orangey in Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, Sin Cat as Tao in The Incredible Journey, 1963, Ted Nugent as Mr. Bigglesworth in Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, 1997, Cracker Jack and Pumpkin as Crookshanks in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004, and Tonic and Leo as Chapel in Pet Sematary, 2019. The Patsy, Picture Animal Top Star of the Year, awards perceive creature greatness in film. Felines, which are famously difficult to work with because of their Hollywood characters, have in any case figured out how to catch many gestures. At the point when a striped feline named Kuzia appeared at the Novorossiysk Youngsters Library in 2013, the staff just couldn't avoid giving him access. Be that as it may, for Kuzia to be permitted in the library, he must be made an official worker. Sadly, the Russian government was getting serious about undocumented specialists, so no human or cat could be recruited without the best possible paperwork. The library staff was unfazed. They procured a creature visa, and Novorossiysk's head custodian marked an extraordinary request that made Kuzia an official library colleague. His wages are 30 jars of Whiskas feline nourishment a month, and he should appear busy working in a uniform, a necktie. In 2002, a Siamese feline meandered into a traditions checkpoint in Stavropol, Russia. He was received by the gatekeepers and before long assumed the obligation of scanning vehicles for wrongfully carried Caspian Sea caviar. One day, Ruzik just jumped into the boot of a passing vehicle at the checkpoint and quickly tracked down some sturgeon, cop Sergei Kovalenko said. From that point onward, we chose to utilize him all the time in our searches. No matter how smart a concealing spot the bootleggers, regularly mafia, made, Ruzik could track them down. After he went through not exactly a year at work and put the sniffer hounds jobless, obviously the feline was an impressive weapon against sturgeon smuggling. In 2003, he was run over by a vehicle that he had beforehand busted for sneaking caviar, a move that many accept was a mafia-requested agreement slaughtering. Ruzik was essentially excessively acceptable at his business to live. Talkeetna, a humble community of around 900 individuals close to Denali National Park, had an exceptionally irregular city hall leader, Stubbs, a ginger feline. He came to control in 1998. As the town is a historically significant area, the job is more representative than utilitarian. His mayoral obligations included watching the town, drinking catnip-implanted water each evening at West Rib Cafe and Pub, and taking guests in his office at Nagley's General Store. But even felines have political rivals. In 2013, Stubbs was fiercely assaulted by a canine. His life-saving activity was supported by gifts from several well-wishers around the globe. Stubbs before long utilized this positive press to make a bombed offer for the 2014 Alaska Senate race. He kicked the bucket calmly of mature age at his home in 2017. No word yet on who will fill the force vacuum. In 1996, Rabbi Moshe Kodel was sitting at his child excellent piano when Quetzal, feline in Yiddish, hopped onto the console. She arrived on the treble and strolled down toward the bass. Kodel, who was executive of the arrangement division of Peabody Conservatory, got a pencil and interpreted the notes. A year later, he heard that the Paris New Music Review was facilitating an opposition for melodies under 60 seconds. He entered Quetzal's tune, which was titled Piece for Piano, 4 Pause. The judges, who were not told the title or author, granted it a fair notice. At the point when the piece was performed at the Museum of the City of New York, Quetzal was sitting in the crowd and gave a noisy whimper at the declaration of his name. By 1961, the French space program had effectively propelled rodents into Earth's air. At that point they concluded the time had come to go greater. What preferable creature to follow rodents over cats? 14 cat up-and-comers were chosen for preparing, which included a pressure chamber, turning in a high G power axis, an introduction to rocket clamors. During a 10-hour medical procedure, anodes were embedded in the chose feline's mind so the team could quantify its organic reactions during the flight. On October 18, 1963, a tuxedo feline named Felicette was propelled in the nose cone of a Veronique AG-1. She flew right around 161 kilometers, 100 miles, over the Earth, quickly experienced weightlessness, and securely returned by means of parachute. She is the main feline to endure a space flight. During the 1960s, the Central Intelligence Agency endeavored to prepare felines to keep an eye on Soviet government offices. The program, Project Acoustic Kitty, subsidized activities to embed receivers, transmitters, and receiving wires into felines' bodies to subtly record discussions. The felines were then prepared to follow orders, which end up being much harder. In the principal crucial, female feline was taken to an open park and advised to record a discussion between two men on a close-by park seat. While going across the street, she was hit by a taxi and slaughtered immediately. The CIA inferred that the venture was not functional. Cats adjust effectively to their environment. They are incredible at getting mice that nibble through significant ropes and nourishment stores. This makes felines ideal for life on a ship. Several felines have been beautified for their maritime assistance. In 1941, Resilient Sam began on the German gunboat Bismarck and was found on the destruction of the submerged boat by the HMS Cossack. After the Cossack was torpedoed, Sam was moved to the HMS Ark Royal, which was additionally torpedoed. He at that point legitimately resigned from military service. Pulley, a whole new World War II feline, was granted 3 assistance strips and 4 fight stars for her work on an assault transport. In 1949, Simon secured the stores of the British HMS Amethyst during a 101-day attack. He is the main feline to be granted Britain's Dickin Medal and was covered with full military distinctions. In 1876, the Belgian city of Liege concluded that the most proficient approach to move the male was by means of feline. The Belgian Society for the Elevation of the Domestic Cat prepared 37 volunteers to convey letters fixed in waterproof pockets tied around their necks. One ambitious individual conveyed its mail in around 5 hours, however the others took up to 24. On March 4, 1876, the New York Times detailed, "It is accepted that, except if the criminal class of pooches attempts to waylay and burglarize the male felines, the messages will be conveyed with speed and well-being." The analysis was expeditiously ceased. Boss Mauser to the Cabinet Office is an exceptionally renowned situation at 10 Downing Street, the official living arrangement of Britain's Prime Minister. The Chief Mauser title is as of now held by Larry, who was selected from the Battersea Dogs and Cats Home for his mousing resume. He even has a passage on the official British government website. The position started during the rule of Henry VIII, yet records just exist from 1929 forward. Infrequently, the workplace has been vacant for significant stretches of time when mice experience shrewdly not caused difficulty. The feline that held the title the longest was Wilberforce, who served under Prime Ministers Edward Heath, Harold Wilson, Jim Callaghan, and Margaret Thatcher. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.